flint is opposite of this piece of steel on a hinge. When I pull the trigger, that flint should fly forward. It should strike the steel, which should create sparks. Those sparks should land on this small pan on the side of the barrel, where a little bit of black powder should be waiting. That black powder then should ignite and should send a jet of flame through a small toothpick-sized hole in the side of the gun, which should ignite the main charge of be dumping down the muzzle end. Now that's a lot of steps and a lot of shoulds. If even one of those steps doesn't work, the gun's not gonna work. Most of the time it will, about 80 to 90% on a nice day. But if it's raining, snowy, windy, or a little bit too humid outside, there's a chance that this thing just will not work. So it's not the most reliable, it's not the most accurate. Really by itself, it's not that great of a weapon. For the 18th century, it's never by itself, and it's what you got. You're gonna have to make do. It doesn't matter if you're a soldier fighting for the British, the Americans, French, Russians, Prussians, Austrians, Spanish, they're all using something just like this. They might have different names for it, different style changes on the outside, but it all boils down to smooth metal pipe and flip-lock mechanism. All those same drawbacks in accuracy and reliability, no matter which army you're part of. So to make this a good weapon, you have to change up how you fight with it. Have you ever seen TV shows or movies that try to recreate the era of the American Revolution? You can probably picture those soldiers out in these big open fields, standing shoulder to shoulder in nice long lines, and all firing at the same time. We tend to look back at that and think, that's kind of a silly way of fighting. But that's because we have machine guns, cruise missiles, tanks. They've got this. And if you've got this, that's actually a pretty good way of fighting. Get 100 of these muskets together, and now that 80 to 90% reliability means 80 to 90 working muskets, the majority of them. It no longer matters if yours doesn't go off, there'll be enough working muskets around you to give you safety in numbers. And if you're all together and lined up, you can create a wall of bullets as you fire. You don't need to be as accurate of a wall of bullets, someone's gonna hit something. That will stretch the tactical range of this thing from only 100 yards to 200 or even 300 yards just by sheer volume of musket balls headed towards the enemy. At the same time though, to train your soldiers to march out onto those battlefields, get within eyesight of the enemy, go through all the motions required to load and fire this weapon, all while watching the enemy soldiers do the exact same thing and point their guns at you, takes a lot of training and discipline. And that would happen right here on the parade ground. This is where the soldiers will go to drill. Imagine drill just being school for soldiers. Go over all the basics of marching, fighting in formation, loading and firing this weapon, over and over and over and over again, drilling it into your head, building up muscle memory, and improving the skills you need to properly use one of these weapons. With that being said, I think it's time for me to fire off a couple shots for you folks. The first shot is going to be the long, slow training shot you'd see out here at drill. It's broken down step by step. It's great for learning. Not so great if someone was shooting back at you though. So the next shot will be more of a battlefield shot, which should be sped up just a little bit. Now a couple of warnings before we do begin. The first one being this is a gun, can be a little bit loud. I would recommend plugging your ears. A great time to plug those ears is when you hear me give the command, make ready. Right after that, I'll level the gun and hopefully get a shot off. Which brings me to warning number 2, hopefully get a shot off. I might pull the trigger and nothing happens. Don't worry, that's historically accurate misfire. I'll simply reprime and try again. All that I ask from you folks, take some pity on me and imagine there are a whole lot more soldiers out here, not just me all by myself. My last warning is not actually for any of you, it's for the people up there. I'll be shooting in that general direction. If you guys could move just a little bit that way. And if you could move past that stairway just a little bit. Just a little bit that way, yep. Now let's see what we can do.